welcome to our short series. This is the second of our three-part mini-series on connecting Ninox to Xero. If you've not had a chance to check out part 1 yet, we recommend doing so, as in this video we're going to show you a different way of connecting Ninox to Xero. Whilst we are using Xero, the same style integrations would work with other platforms as well, such as QuickBooks, so you can follow along with that too. Before we get started, let's have a brief reminder of some of the benefits of connecting Ninox to Xero. So you can expect to save time, improve the accuracy of the data that you store, and then as a result, potentially create some more opportunities for your business. In this second part, we're going to look at how to create a sales invoice in Ninox and then automatically post this in Xero. To do this, we're going to use Integromat to connect Ninox to Xero. So let's get started by looking at our Ninox database. And as a reminder, this is our Architect Square One database, which is free to download from our website, and you can follow along easily with this video. So in this database, we have customers, and then within each customer, we have invoices. And so I've gone into an invoice here for this one customer, and this is the information that we're going to be working with today that we're going to pass through to Integromat, which is then going to get posted to Xero as an invoice. And in particular, the information we're talking about is our reference number, date, due date, description for the work, invoice reference, and also the overall total as well. So let's see what the integration looks like now in Integromat. So starting at the back and then working our way to the front, the last modules we have are our create invoice. So this is what we're going to be doing in Xero, creating an invoice, and we can open this up to see what it looks like, and we can see those fields that we've just seen in Ninox mapped up. So as I scroll down, you can see we're creating a line item where we're taking the invoice net total from our invoice in Ninox, and then also the description field as well, and this is creating our line item. And as I scroll further down, you can see we're bringing other fields such as the invoice date, invoice number, invoice reference. And then before that, we're doing a check to see whether or not the contact exists in Xero that we want to assign this invoice to. And that's what this search module is doing here. And then if the contact exists, an invoice is posted. If it doesn't exist, then we create an invoice, create a contact first, and then we can post the invoice. And that's what these Ninox modules help out with. So from here, we can get the customer details, which we can then use to do a search. And then we can get the invoice details, which we can then use to create the invoice in the final modules. Right at the beginning here, we have our webhook, which we will use to grab the information from Ninox and then pass it through here to Xero. And this is a slightly different one to what we used in the first video, so you can use an Integromat webhook, and that's what this is here. And we just wanted to show you that. So now we have our integration set up and we know how it works. The final piece to do before we can test this is we just need to grab our webhook, which is this here. So we just hit copy address to clipboard, and then we need to add this into our Ninox database so that we can use it. So in our Square One solution here, what we've done on the My Details section, we've created a field which you can use to store the webhook in, and you can see we've already pasted it in here, so it's ready to go. And then what happens is whenever we post an invoice to Xero, it will then use that webhook to pass this information through. So now we're ready, let's test this one out. So now I've come back into my integration and we can see the flow is completed successfully, and we've got an output here of one invoice being created. And we can see what that looks like by clicking on the magnifying glass. Now let's go into Xero and just see what it looks like there. And here we have it. This is our invoice now posted in Xero, assigned to the correct contact with the correct dates, invoice and reference numbers, and the line item created as we wanted for the total amount. So we hope this second part has shown you how Ninox and Xero can work easily together, and we hope you can join us in our final part to see how we can update our invoices in Ninox when they're paid in Xero. And as a reminder, you can download the database we've been using from our website, so you can follow along there, and also the integrations that we're building are available as templates as well on Integromat, and the URLs to access each are included in the description of the video.